Greetings. In the last video, we discovered a large statistical result, which was quite counterintuitive, and that is we got a very significant finding that pre-9/11 stories on terrorism in the Arab American press deal with highly narrative structures. So they do tell stories in time. They're highly descriptive, and there's some uncertainty, which is not the happiest emotion in the world. But post 9/11, the stories become more positive, more forceful, which means the language becomes more arousing. There's more syntactic complexity and more public institutional language and academic language. And so what's a little puzzling is that you would think that perhaps it would be the reverse, that maybe before 9/11 the articles could be more positive and forceful and public and academic, and then after 9/11 there would be more uncertainty. But that's not the way it worked. And we really need to start reading now to see if there is some rhyme or reason to this very large statistical finding. In order to do that, in this video, we're going to do some text manipulation in order to see what text that we should look at most that will help us understand this finding. So we're going to go back to the CSV file that we read in. We're going to actually C50 is factor 1, where we actually found this result. We didn't look at factor 2, but I did some preliminary work, and factor 2 is not significant, so we're not too worried about that. We're going to go to this first C1T, where we actually have the names of the texts. We're going to copy them. We're going to bring them over to C50. Oops. Here we go. Bring this over like that. Move this like that. So we're going to actually paste them in here. This will be the text name, okay, for each article. We can actually get rid of factor 2 if we'd like, just so that we don't get confused. We can just delete these cells. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go down with the 100 texts. We're going to copy them. And we're going to create on our desktop, or wherever you work, a Excel file. Excel worksheet. We're going to paste them into the worksheet like so. So here's the text name. Here's the factor score for each text. And of course, what we want to do is we want to find the texts that are most emblematic of being high or low on the factor. So what we want to do is we want to sort these in Excel using Excel's sort function. So we go to sort and filter here, custom sort here, and we're going to say we want to sort by factor 1 because that's where the numbers are, values, and we want to go largest to smallest because we want to go to the top of the factor, which happened to be post 9/11, if you recall. And actually, it's very interesting because the top of the factor is post 9/11, and lo and behold, it was November 2nd, 2001, and here's September 28th, just 3 weeks after 9/11. Okay. Now, it turns out that here's August 4th, 2002, which is about a year after, or almost a year after. So you can see if you're high on this factor, you're going to have more positivity, you're going to have more forcefulness, and what did our cheat sheet say? We're going to have, up here, we're going to have these news articles are going to have more positivity, forcefulness, syntactic complexity, public and academic. And as we go down here, we're going to have, again, these are more prior to 1997. Here's here's actually something where at the bottom we do get some post 9/11 text, but the bottom is really dominated by things that were pre 9/11, and so we're getting more uncertainty and narrative and description. So we have to see what's going on by looking at these texts at the very top and the very bottom and putting them in, running them through DocuScope again to really see what's going on. So why don't we then find these texts? What we might do is look for these texts in STV. So in the next video, we're going to do that.